Horizon Forbidden West and Zero Dawn is getting a TV show. It looks like they're actually doing this in a smart way. So unlike Halo, which had, they just, well, let's create a new continuity, let's create a new universe. This story is going to take place, I think, a little bit before the Pharaoh Plague. So this is actually going to take place about 1,000
Sweet.
years in the past. So none of the characters from the show or from the game are going to be in it. And because of that, I think it gives them a lot more freedom to kind of play with the lore and that sort of things without stepping on the toes of what's already been established.
I'm worried because the lore of all the period 2040, 2060 is actually very well established.
It
It's
is,
all
but not
the
the personal
yeah.
stories of people. So,
Well, we know Elizabeth Sobek and Ted Farrow,
yep.
and if you don't know about these guys, come to our YouTube or podcast and listen to our instant lore stories. Great. So wait, we have Castlevania on Netflix.
Yep.
We have Halo on Paramount,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically Prime Video. We have Horizon. We soon to have Last of Us. That's a lot all of a sudden.
There's
What's
also
happening?
Dragon's Dogma, and I think Netflix is getting Dragon Age.
Yeah. Games are doing a big comeback on VOD, and apparently it is working. So
Apparently, the
fantastic.
cartoons have been fairly successful, but I think part of the reason is because, again, with like Dragon's Dogma, it doesn't follow the game. It follows the lore of the world, but it's a completely
Yes,
different story. And
which
that's the only reason I have a little bit of hope for this one, is because it's not following the game. It's going with a completely different story in the same universe. But we'll see. Yeah, who knows? It could end up being
hey,
horrible,
yeah.
but we'll see.
For,
We'll see.
for Horizon, I just hope they have a lot of budget because, like, well, maybe not 10 years, but 20 years before the Pharaoh Plague, it was, like lots of environmental crisis, like massive things, like a massive flood which took out all of New Zealand, for instance, or half of England, or there's really massive stuff, and they need to have a lot of CGI there. So I hope they have budget. Usually, Netflix shows are not well known for having lots of budget.
That said, I'm sure the budget's going to be much lower than what it would have been if they had followed the games. Just because you can kind of fudge it with some of the costume design and stuff like that, and the
Well,
environments. You don't have to
yeah.
build from scratch. You can kind of, if you're inside a building, you can build a set and be okay. So I think that's part of the reason
Yeah.
they went with it, is they're like, it'll be cheaper if we make it in this
It
timeline.
and the release plan for
I'm not
forever
sure.
after 2023 at least, I guess. Did they start shooting? Do we know? Or are they
No, they
just
haven't started
making the
shooting yet, I don't
plans?
think.
Oh yes, so at least a year at least still.
Yeah.
Okay. It's better that they take their time.
Yep.